The economic crisis is hitting cities and local and regional governments hard. Jobs are being lost, businesses are closing, there's less money for services. Facing this is a formidable challenge, but one source of help is the LEED programme of the OECD. With its network of partners from across the globe, the LEED programme has compiled a wealth of expertise and practical know-how which can help local governments and communities work towards a more prosperous future. As economies around the world begin to emerge from the biggest economic crisis for 50 years, LEED is ideally placed to help governments and communities speed up recovery.
That 5 years from 2002 to 2007 was a very extraordinary period in national and international life. So if you go from 2009 to 2014, it's just very, very clear that people are going to be, their priority is going to be paying off their debts, and that's going to be households, that's going to be businesses. So I think it's going to be a very, very, very constrained time. And the growth that's going to come is going to come from innovation.
Since 1982, LEED has played a crucial role in developing local action and new forms of local governance to meet the challenges of improving innovation and skills development. Its ultimate goal, to build more and better jobs.
Well, the role of the Programme on Local Economic and Employment Development in the OECD has always been to be the pathfinder. Innovation, not in the sense of technological innovation, but in the sense of innovating in public policies.
So what advice can LEED give to help local areas through this recovery period? First, a new approach to employment and skills development is required, which meets the needs of employers while looking after the long-term prospects for workers.
This means new ways of working. It means that we should take an integrated approach to the demand and the supply of skills. Government should support this process. They should inject flexibility in the management of public policy in order to broaden the sets of possibilities at the local level.
Such an approach has helped areas like Michigan become more competitive by equipping their workers for the jobs of the future.
We know that for workers to be successful in today's economy, there's lifelong learning that is required that really will lead them to getting an occupation that is in demand or that's in an emerging industry or an entrepreneurial endeavor.
In Michigan, the state government promotes this approach by supporting 13 local skills alliances, bringing together employers, colleges and development agencies, all committed to improving the skills of the local workforce. But to do this well, communities need to play to their strengths.
They've really got to focus down on what are their unique competitive advantages. And that often means that a local government or a local leader has to understand the history of their place better, has to see the unique entrepreneurs and talents that they have, and they have to build around what they've got, not what a national economy or a global economy is going to deliver them.
This means building even stronger local partnerships. One area that's doing this successfully to build a stronger economy is Cantabria in northern Spain.
So we try to put Cantabria within the knowledge economy and to forget about the competition in terms of cost and the former or traditional way of doing business. Path for this change has been clearly, identified with the recommendations made by the OECD. Having this independent opinion about how our system works and how to improve it was really, really valuable.
Through their expert team of analysts, LEED have successfully advised governments and communities on how best to adapt to global trends in a fast-changing world. Providing independent advice, they are able to draw on comparative analysis and experiences from around 50 countries, helping drive economic growth, employment and skills development. Their recommendations really can make a difference.
LEED's very useful in terms of plugging into a kind of international network of experts and of policy development, and to see in particular sectors how different cities address the issue, how they look at the issue, how they maybe respond to the issue.
Nowadays that we are in a global world, in a global market, to know experiences from other cultures, it's important. Even institutional different frameworks I would say it helps, because you always think that yours is the best, and then you share that experience in Italy and England. I would say it's quite useful.
We must focus, as it were, on local innovation just as much as we focus on national policy. And we should use the stories from other places to inspire us, not necessarily to give us ready-made answers. I think that's the role of LEED.
So there we have it. Despite the economic gloom, there are grounds for optimism for an emerging recovery. And what's also clear is that in that recovery process, the OECD's LEED programme can play a major role. We've heard from a number of respected and influential commentators on the importance of local governments and communities learning from each other if they're to create and sustain good quality jobs for the future. And we've also seen practical examples of how LEED's experience can successfully promote local economic development, helping to transform the long-term prospects of communities across the globe.